I was born in a Christian country. I was raised as a Christian, and I've always been very respectful of Islam. And it's become more and more obvious to me and more pertinent that Islam is the last religion on the planet. And people say to me, why did you convert? And I said, I don't really feel it as a conversion. It's almost like I knew God was real and now I've become religious. And they say, well, you were religious before. I was like, religious before how? Christian? What does Christian mean? Like, who's not a Christian? You go to Christian nations and everyone says they're a Christian. Look how they live their lives. Go into the average church. Is anyone actually fearful of God? Anybody? No, the girls are out on Saturday night drinking and they turn up to church because their parents made them.
Why has Andrew Tate become Muslim? It's time to find out. So it's not come as a shock to anyone. Andrew Tate, Top G, whatever you want to call him, has become Muslim. It's spread far across the internet. It's happened. I think the news itself has divided the internet quite a bit. People didn't see it coming. I, for one, did not see it coming. And people have got mixed opinions on this. Andrew Tate is a moron. That's what most people think. Why have they reached that conclusion? Because they based their judgment on a 60-second clip that a 14-year-old kid has uploaded onto the internet. If you actually watch one of Tate's speeches, one of his talks or interviews from start to finish, and I mean really watch them in full, you may be pleasantly surprised and you may reach a completely different conclusion. You have to remember that those short 60-second clips that you see about Andrew Tate have been pieced together for this instant attraction, this engagement. They're designed for views and likes and comments. Very few people will actually engage with videos where Tate's bringing real value, whereas they'll instantly click on or watch a video where he's talking about how women should serve men. I'm not saying that Andrew Tate is this superior being, this huge role model for kids to look up to. I'm not saying any of that. But the fact of the matter is, Andrew Tate has huge influence. Whether you like it or not, it's not something that you or I can deny. I think it's really interesting, and at the same time, it's quite sad that the community, the Muslim community, as well as the non-Muslim community, but people are questioning his reasoning for converting to Islam. Who are you to question Andrew Tate's intentions? Who are you to question anyone's intentions, for that matter? It's like if I woke up tomorrow and said that I like crunchy nut cereal, which I do, by the way. I made a whole TikTok about it once. You can't turn around to me and tell me that, no, you're wrong, you don't like crunchy nut cereal. You could be the ambassador for crunchy nut, but you can't turn around and tell me that my love for crunchy nut is not pure. It doesn't work like that. You have to take things at face value. And I think the problem with the internet as a whole is that we tend to just not believe things for what they are, and sometimes you just have to take things for what they are and take them at face value. People on the internet spend too long questioning other people's intentions, for better or worse. I think it's really interesting that Andrew Tate talks about how he was born and raised as a Christian, and then over time he's felt this innate calling to Islam, and it's really interesting if you actually dig deep and go beneath the surface. Now, whilst I say that it has been surprising for him to make that transformation, for him to make the conversion, it's also sort of not a surprise, because if you look back at some of the stuff that he's previously talked about in terms of morality and his thoughts around morality, all sort of connects together. It's almost like the beliefs are sort of aligned. I found it really interesting when he talked about false idols and looking up to idols in this generation, where a lot of people say, oh, I don't believe in God, but they'll more than happily go and spend money or look up to someone and sort of rank someone higher above others based on whatever merit, whether it's money or fame or success. But they'll put them on a podium and they'll say, oh no, but I don't worship a God though. The balance there it's off key, and he really goes into that really well. In a way, it's also quite sad that I'm seeing a lot of Muslims in the community talking about how it almost comes across like they're waiting for him to put one step out of line and for them to just point the finger and go, ha ha ha, I believed, I was right all along, and Andrew Tate has just done this as a publicity stunt and it's all to do with marketing, and none of it's real, which in itself is a huge shame, because it shouldn't be like that at all. It's a really positive thing. I'm really happy about it. It's a great step to have someone of Andrew Tate's influence within the Muslim community. Whatever your opinions of Andrew Tate, it's a really positive move. really positive and personal choice. It's also a huge shame, I've looked on Google and things like that, where it's not getting the publicity that it really should, you know. If a celebrity comes out, for example, it's a huge thing and there's headlines across the world, and you could argue that is that newsworthy, but something like this, it should be covered by mainstream media. You won't be able to find any official media outlets talking about this and bringing it to light and bringing it to the forefront, which is a huge shame. I thought it was a really interesting bit of news, really positive. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Whoa, don't go anywhere. Don't forget to check out this next video that I've handpicked just for you, and subscribe to the channel for more extraordinary stories. I'll see you in the next one.